This is not my actual part of the roast back. I do want to say though, this is going to be some probably pretty offensive material that should remove all of us from any kind of like political consideration in the future. Hey, cheers!
What is said here stays here.
Also, if this is what it takes to get y'all all at my fucking house, next year I'll be 80. I'm reading like, Ben
What
Gay,
is on your face?
a fucking defib, and maybe, I don't know, a polyurethane spine. You heckling already?
Yeah. I don't know if you know math, but it's 41 actually.
We all know he doesn't know math. It's 2 + 2 + 5.
Anyways, continue. I know she's the teacher. I know.
Is there somewhere? There it is. Yeah.
I don't think we need these guys. I think they got it.
Yeah. So, all right. So whoever is gonna roast, just come up and grab the mic. You can put your fucking note cards here, and then do your worst.
All right.
I will not heckle. Anyone else heckles? By the way, we all know each other very well.
Right? So we can
Pull out
heckle?
those thank you guys for being here for our first ever, don't know if it'll also be the last ever, roast of Lou Keska. Yeah. Okay, so I am your hostess for this event, Luke's wife.
Take your top off.
That's for later. That's for later. So I've been thinking about the order of our roasters here, and some of the roasters who are here tonight, I had to get a little creative with the jokes that I came up with, because some of these people I'm meeting for the first time or meeting for the second time. But actually, wait, do you guys hear that? What is that someone strumming Kumbaya? Oh no, wait, that's just Chris. Sorry. Chris, you're up first.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Chris. Nice to meet everybody.
No names in this group.
So I don't really have notes, I'm just kind of gonna. I think I only have like a couple jokes prepared too. So, but we go way back like easy chairs. So we'll see what comes up. So Luke's turning 40. He's had a long racing career, right? He has been the fastest in our family at a lot of things, huh? Maybe one more thing, Emily, huh? He's fast at something, I guess. Right?
He's gotten a lot better. He's gotten a lot better.
Do you have a race car bed yet, or?
Next 41.
Okay. You got plenty of lube, right? You gotta keep your car lubed up. You gotta keep your car lubed up. The engine has to be working right. I don't know how much you know about racing in cars, but the engine has to work right. You gotta lube it up. So I don't know if you gotta change the tires, frequently. Otherwise, you gotta blow out. That's never good.
Start a fire.
You don't want to have a blowout.
I want to start a fire.
Yeah. Then you gotta go Firestone, and they gotta like fix it.
No lube.
They were like, hey, it might take all day, but it takes 3 days, So.
Oh yeah.
Or so.
I haven't done any of that.
All the berms, like you gotta watch. If you're apexing, you don't want to early apex, right? Like you always want to late. You always want to late apex. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's what I hear.
And aside from racing, like you can finish last and it's fine. Like it's total win to finish last. Whereas in racing, like you wanna win in racing. So like you might want to get like better at it, worse at it, better. I don't know. Like, you're losing to win, I guess. So. But yeah.
Take your time.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's all the racing jokes I have for Luke. That's about my time. I thought about that on the 3-hour drive up here. So that's me. So
All right.
who's next? Strong. He has a strong hand. Yeah, I will say that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm done roasting.
Those great words, Chris.
Yeah.
You know, you only had a few jokes there, but they came through. I mean, you know, only a few jokes. So I've got one for you. It's a drummer joke.
Okay.
How many drummers does it take to change a light bulb?
I don't know.
5. 1 to change the light bulb, and 4 to argue how Neil Peart would have done it better.
He would have done it, yeah, way better, yeah.
I looked that joke up just for you.
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
Exposed.
Our next roaster is the bougiest, reddest redneck you've ever seen. We've got Tiffany.
This is what happens when no one volunteers to go first.
Great.
I'm calling y'all out.
Hold on, I'm still writing my last one.
It's okay,
I just thought it.
it's okay, you can steal my joke, because, you know,
That's
I
what
stole
comedians do.
your birthday, so.
Oh, that's my phone, sorry.
I could tell nobody got that joke. I had to fix it. So, yeah.
Amy's phone. Sorry.
Crickets.
Okay. I was expecting some. Yeah, no, I was writing my last
It's like
joke.
the Declaration of Independence.
Okay.
Somebody get a teleprompter. So you remember her line.
I got my teleprompter right here. Okay. All right. We all know I am not the funny one in this family. Luke is. So it's way outside my comfort zone. And I'm kind of glad it's just family here. Because I'd be nervous as fuck up
Well,
here.
and me.
Actually, I'm glad it's just family here too.
Like that totally eased the pressure a little bit.
No heck.
Why not?
We know that birthday candles will not be the only thing that gets lit this weekend. Am I right? Hold on, my kid texted me. There we go.
Dismiss that.
Is that one of the jokes?
No.
Because I don't know any kids.
I was finishing that.
Nothing like a praying.
So I just wanted to say happy birthday to Mom's second favorite kid. We all know that the first is a tie between Chris and Steve. Back whenever our mom passed away, we decided to have her cremated. So my husband got the job of splitting up the ashes, split them 7 ways, made sure that Christopher and Steve got the portion that still had her tits. So they just really, we should be celebrating
I
Mom
wouldn't
Day.
want her pussy. So,
Hey, no heckling. No heckling.
That's what we gave Luke.
Security.
Really, we should all be celebrating Mom today anyways, because she did all the work. You just kind of showed up one day out of the blue. I asked Mom. I asked Mom one time if you were adopted, and she said, "Are you crazy? Why would we choose him?" So growing up, we know you used to look up to me and Sean all the time. And now that I've shrunk a little bit, I think we might be kind of even. Yeah. Most of y'all know that Luke has Tourette's. Well, I mean, obviously, because everybody's family. But for the strangers that I thought were going to be here. Growing up, he didn't have a bank account. He just had a swear jar.
Fucking works.
He had so much money saved up at one point from that swear jar that he could have bought himself a Formula One race car, but instead he blew it on marijuana and a go-kart.
That sounds like a party.
Luke was the only guy that I knew with Tourette's. All the rest were girls. And until he met Emily, he stayed single most of the time. He just kept ticking the girls off.
Put up
And it's okay for me to joke about this because my daughter also has Tourette's. And one time she decided to join a Tourette's club. Took her 5 hours to get sworn in. In all seriousness, I'm glad you made it to 40. Now I have to go pay up on some bets that I made. And hopefully y'all start on children soon, and that sperm works differently than eggs, because we all know as many times as you masturbated, them swimmers have got to be getting going from running out.
TikTok.
And don't worry, from my son Braden, don't worry, the first 40 years of childhood are always the hardest.
So we also have Randy here tonight.
Woo!
Yes. Everyone's excited that Randy is here. It's my first time meeting you, so I know nothing about you except that you live in Tennessee. So I'm just gonna call you up here because I have nothing to say.
Woo! Yeah.
Tennessee, am I right?
Tennessee.
Luke, you hold this.
Headliner.
I'm going to use my stage protection voice. Luke, I will tell you in advance, I love you.
Uh-oh.
He's got the book.
But not enough to memorize shit. So.
Let me bear down.
You need that mic for that? Well, good evening, or whatever this is. When Sean told me his favorite brother was going to have a birthday roast, and secretly invited me to speak, my first thought was, what can I say about Chris? I immediately booked a flight from Knoxville, wrote a bunch of drummer jokes, and came down. Well, now I know. Right. So please bear with me as I struggle through substituting vegan jokes for drum jokes. How do you know a vegan's at the door? The knocking speed, that doesn't work out. How many vegans does it take to change a light bulb? 5. 1 to screw in the light bulb, and 4 to talk about how much better Neil could shit. All right, I got to change tack here. I think I can improvise something. It won't take much time to stick it to you. Where's Emily? Is that what he... So I won't be long, it won't be hard. Sorry about that again. Anyway, I really didn't know what to write, so like a lot of college students, I turned to AI. So I entered the following in ChatGPT. Create a roast for a 40-year-old newlywed vegan with or without a ponytail. Include fabricated bullshit, maybe some real bullshit, but certainly a lot of bullshit. Here's what it said. What's the best way to keep milk fresh, leave it in the cow? Anyway, I'm not sure I'm going to go on to my own material. So, I've known Hesketh's plan for decades now, all the brothers and sisters. Hell, I even fucked them a few times. Good to see you. I've known Luke since he was in his single digits, IQ-wise. He was so young that he'd never even heard a dick joke. I'm sure he'd seen his own before, but he'd never heard one. I'm not saying he has a small penis. Lots of others say it, so I don't feel the need to. I'm told Luke is now a vegan and that he doesn't eat meat. I guess no one told him that pussy ain't made from kale. Luke, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to make a change. I'm very sorry. Jesus, it's been so many years since I've seen her and hung out with this guy, and he hasn't even changed a bit, although he probably should. Jesus, look at the guy. He's ageless, 40 years old, and he looks like the day he was born. Face all wrinkled and smelling like pussy. I'm telling you, it's a real struggle to say something funny about Luke because he's just such a not funny person. But that's just the humorless vegan side of it. He deserves our grace. Honestly, though, it's hard not to love this guy when he's telling me one of my own jokes. I was excited when I heard the party theme, excuse me, when the party theme was the Three Amigos. It's nice to have something in both Spanish and English for all of Luke's bi friends. I mean, of course, bilingual, which is Latin for two tongues. Oh, speaking of two tongues, did you ever tell Emily about those 2 Mexican boys you met on the mission trip? I better move on. Anyway, the Three Amigos Heroes is a story about 3 good friends who leave the city and go on an adventure in the desert. This is something I've actually done with Luke and his brother Sean. I've been on so many hiking trips with Luke that I can hardly want to remember them all. Did you ever tell anyone your trail name? Your trail name is your otro nombre. That's Spanish for other name for Luke's bike friends. It's what you're called when you're out on the trail. Luke's name is Wait Up Luke, and was given to him because he's always in a hurry to finish first. You know what I mean? Ellie knows. Just so you all know, your trail name is not adopted, but given to you by your trail partners. Instead of Wait Up Luke, he was very close to becoming Who Invited Luke. Yep, he was a fast hiker, always ahead of us. I have so many memories of Luke's ass in the desert. Whenever I smell farts and dirt, I conjure an image of Luke in his tiny package. Tiny pack. Small pack. Sorry. Yeah, he didn't often carry much weight, intellectually, I mean. And his pack was no different. But he still managed to kick our asses all the way up the mountain. That is no lie. I may give him a hard time, but he gave us a lot of shit too. I mean, that was early. He didn't know what to do when he took a trail dump. He'd just leave it there for the vultures to avoid. Memories of Luke. I remember going to watch Luke race go-karts. He seemed to really get off on cramming himself into tiny little things that made a lot of noise. Is that it? Yeah, I won't touch that.
There's a muffler.
Like Luke, go-karts are the middle child of the racing world, trying hard to be first and noticed, but always being a little slow and mostly forgotten. Funny occasionally, but mostly forgotten. Where was I? Oh yes, memories of Luke. I also recall that he played bass for a little while. Not first, second, or third, of course, as Emily might understand, since he's obviously not a fan of the diamond. No, I just mean the plain old bass guitar. To be fair, playing bass is a great self-esteem workout, being overshadowed on stage with real musicians up there and such. True. Luke knows his place, and we have to acknowledge that. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Luke, I'm sorry I missed your wedding. When I got the invitation announcing the event, I was convinced it was all a complex joke. And subsequently ignored it. When I saw the photos of the woman you're going to marry, I wondered which Facebook cutie you screenshot for the pic. But I see now that you were serious, so fuck me. Seriously, it's okay.
I get it.
Naturally, we'll talk later. We'll talk later. So, Luke, my little buttercup, I love you. Bang pans! Bang pans!
So as the hostess of this evening, it is my duty, I suppose, to not only roast this dude here, but to roast a few of you a little bit as well. So I'm really glad that Tiffany could be here tonight. Yes. Awesome. Great joke, super funny. My very own redneck in-laws. Yes. My redneck in-laws out in Magnolia. They even have quintessential redneck jobs. He's a big rig trucker and she bedazzles shit. Clothing, shoes, you name it, all bedazzled. She's never met a rhinestone she didn't like. Yes. Her favorite colors are turquoise and leopard print. And yes, leopard print is a color.
I'm so glad I even wore it.
You proved my point right there. Yeah, so leopard print is an actual color, you know, when you're a redneck. This girl has turquoise all over her house. Like she's getting ready to be featured on CMT's version of Cribs. But seriously, you are awesome, and I'm really glad that you're here tonight. So, you know, Chris. What can I say about Chris? No, really. What the fuck do I say about Chris? I know next to nothing about this dude. I have met him twice now. But I do know that growing up, Chris and Luke were known as the boys, as they were close in age, did a lot together. But you know, it's kind of weird for me to think of them as the boys, though, it kind of makes me form a different picture. If you know what I'm saying. I keep, when I hear it in my head, I keep saying it in a Queer Eye voice, you know, like the boys. And,
They were.
you know, I can't help but think about that time that they were both living in Austin. You know, were they just two Queen Hesketh brothers out there living their best lives, hunty, and giving all the "we are going to be famous musicians one day" realness? Or, you know, maybe they were just doing their part to keep Austin weird. Maybe that's it. But Chris, I'm really, really glad you're here tonight. It's so cool that you and Shauna could come out and make it, and it's awesome to be spending time with you. So Randy is also here. First time I'm ever meeting him, as you've already heard. So a little bit that I know about Randy is that you did, at one point, used to be family, actual family.
Yes.
But then you got divorced. I mean, could you just not handle being an outlaw? Was that not something you could handle?
Randy Jumper, Christian
Yes.
Yes. But, I mean, all jokes aside, it is really great to finally meet you. You were hysterical, and I'm so glad that I finally get to see that sense of humor in person, because I've heard so much about it. You know, how long are you in Houston for?
Leave Monday.
Leave Monday, and about how long has it been since you've been to Houston?
Years, gosh. I don't know,
5,
6 years.
Okay, well, it was really nice to meet you, and I'll see you again in 6 years, 5 or 6 years, when you manage to come back and visit again. So now, the man of the hour, the man we're all here to see and roast mercilessly.
I have the divorce papers ready, just in case.
Funny you should mention divorce papers. We'll get to that. So my husband and I share 2 dogs and 1 cat. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. I am the proud solo pet mama of 2 dogs and 1 cat. From the first day I met Luke's 2 dogs, Indy and Pedro, they both unanimously agreed that I was better than their rescuer. They are mine. we let Luke tag along, you know, he's our trusty sidekick.
Now we know what happened to Olive.
Oh, that was good.
Wait, what happened to all?
Well, you know, it's not just our pets who prefer me. Nene. His family, siblings in particular, have stated on multiple occasions that they would 100% take my side. So
The divorce papers are for y'all to sign for me to go.
I was gonna say, thank you for stealing my joke, bitch.
Put the mic down, Heckler.
What
Put the
I
mic
was
down.
gonna say was, Dave,
mine.
watch out. If we ever get divorced, you may be out of the family, but I'll always be an outlaw.
Ow, ow.
Which is why Randy's
As you may know, my husband works in solar. I can always tell people that. My husband works in solar. My problem comes in when they ask me which company, because you see, there have just been so fucking many. Let's see, there was Lone Star, and then First Texas Energy, more recently Sun Energy, Sonova, Sunburn, Sunspot, Sunrise, or maybe it was Sunroof. Yes, Sunroof. That's it. Anyways, there have been a lot. But I've been giving my hubby a hard time here. I actually feel very lucky to have found Luke. He's so sturdy, reliable, and useful. kind of like a doormat. Hey, it's a joke. Stay with me here. You guys signed. You knew you were coming to this. But let's be honest. My husband's my bitch. I'll prove it to you. All I have to say from anywhere in the house is, baby. And I know he will bring me whatever my heart or stomach desires. He could have just sat down on the couch for the first time that evening. Doesn't matter. Baby, can I have a glass of water? We're sitting down to eat. Baby, can you get me a napkin? Or the most often asked, baby, can you get my jewel? And you know what? He does it every time. Occasionally he might gripe about it a little, a low mumble under his breath. The ladies in the room, they know what I'm talking about, right? The little soft mumble as they're walking away to do the thing. And anytime he starts that, I just look at him and say, I'll stop asking when you stop getting me the things. And you know what? He still gets me things. But honestly, babe, I love you. This was fun. I actually had a really good time, and I think maybe I did better than I thought I was going to do. But I love you. Don't roast me too hard.
Like for instance, and this probably started occurring like a year or so ago, like I just have the shittiest memory whatsoever. Like my wife can be standing there talking to me, telling me, hey, we have this thing this weekend, or you remember doing this thing last week? And I'm just like, what? Yeah, no, I'm on it. It's good, yeah. And then it arrives and I'm like, what are we doing today? We're going to the fucking thing I told you about. I was like, oh, what thing? And yeah, so that's all an act. It's not legitimate. It's legitimate. I can't remember a fucking thing. I almost forgot that today was my birthday until like I heard all the fucking clanging around the kitchen. I don't know, fucking wife shit happening, I guess. Cooking, baking, and all that shit. I don't know what it is. Might as well be, I guess Dutch or something. But yeah, I'm really glad we did this. I wanted to like give you all a chance to like dish it back because, as you know, I've been the key like proponent when it comes to pestering all of you. I've been the piece of shit. Like, hey, it's Luke, fucking Luke, man Luke, goddamn it Luke, you know, racist Luke. No, not that one. Not racist. I like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Getting back on the rails now. Yeah, so I'm really glad. It made me feel really good. Kind of, dented my confidence a little bit. Maybe I thought I could take this.
Don't be a pussy.
Well, I am what I eat, so.
Fair enough.
So yeah, going back to just dishing it back. I have nothing except I'm glad you're here, Tiffany. I'm glad you didn't bring your fucking mom stare, which you've had since you were 12. That fucking stare can do two things.
It gets shit done.
Yeah, it gets one of two things done. It won't make John Bon Jovi drop his trousers, but it will make every fucking person in the room or vicinity of where you live shit themselves. I'm guessing. I've done it 3 times already. Since today. That's what that smell is. Yeah, nobody steps to Tiff. Not kids, Karens, husbands, cancer, fucking nothing steps to Tiffany.
Fucking nothing.
That's right. Right.
Except for spiders.
Yes.
But that's so yeah, those are some great bits. I fucking loved them. Thank you very much. Chris. So
Hi.
we all know each other. So you know that growing up, Chris was the fucking pretty one. And early on I realized, fuck, I have to cultivate a goddamn personality. It was like, everywhere we went, it was Nick Carter and his fucking manager who has bags under his eyes at 9. You can't book him a fucking show. I realized really early on, okay, I have to be smart and clever. He just gets to walk in and get the fucking pussy. There was a warning, by the way, that this was going to be mature content, so if you need anyone to explain anything, not it. So, you know, growing up, we spent like all of our time together as the boys. We won't say anything we've done. Despite what you might have insinuated. Now, he did start getting into music before I did. He was a drummer, or he was starting out as a drummer. Whatever it is, when you bang pots and pans on the kitchen floor. So I started out first because I was older, naturally. The progression goes, you know, the older kid does the shit. Then the younger one's like, hey, bring him in because this guy sucks. So I get the hook from my mom and dad. And then he'd come in and, like, you know, go Neil Peart or Jeff Porcaro's Left Testicle about it. Probably the talent equivalent at the time? Yeah. Okay, so where it really got tough though was when we were like 12, 13, 14, any of those ages, or all of them, where he was practicing his paradiddles, paradiddle, right? Left, right, left, right, left, right, right. I'm in the other room trying to do my own paradiddles, and my own rhythm. I can't make Starry Night if you turn on a UV light if you're fucking doing paradiddles in a 3/4. I don't know how to jerk to that. Not at 13. I figured it out when I got a bass guitar. You got left in the car because that's what bassists do. Bassists get left behind. We're the awkward ones. We're the one. It's natural that I was a bass player. I can carry one tune at a time. That's it. If you want more than that, call fucking Victor Wooten, not me. Call Geddy Lee, not me. Yeah, so I actually have nothing for Randy. Except, oh geez. So the mountain name happens, there's a little bit more of that depth, from doing something incredibly stupid or incredibly great. He has two mountain names. The first is Boquillas Kid, which existed before we began hiking together, when he dipped his face into the shit of Boquillas Canyon, unaware that just up the stream, like you could, in that bathroom, you could see where all their shit and laundry got washed. Yep. You know, in the middle of summer, you're just, oh, there's water I gotta put on my face, and why does it taste like that one night in New Jersey? That's how I became Boquillas Kid. But then, and this was all after he seven bride for seven brothered my sister, and then, you know, I shall take this one. No, I'm done with this one. She's no more used to me. Where's the goat instead? But our parents didn't have any goats because they didn't raise livestock because they had like 8 kids. So it's either a goat or another sister. But the other way he got his name was the way we all got our second mountain name, which was Aw Cheese. We all almost like fucking froze to death and fell down and died in the Smokies, right? Yeah.
He still has PTSD about it.
Oh, we all do. It's probably the source of why I lost my memory. Not mom dying, but the hiking in the Smokies. Yeah, so I do wish mom was here though. It would be really funny to see her like right there giggling. But I think I think her knowing that we were gonna get married, she was like, "Oh, a fucking vegan wedding? I'm opting out." It's 2020. It's the best year to do that shit. You know. That's why Dad had to make it. Like, you're the only one left.
She stays on when
you have to be there. Like all the steps are gone too. You have to be there. Anyway, so yeah. I'm so excited that you're here though. That was like as soon as okay. Here's how bad it is to keep a secret in our family. She told me, he told her that there's gonna be a guest roaster. And within like 0.25 seconds, or this finishing margin between Al Unser Jr. and Scott Goodyear in the 1992 Indy 500 was, is it Randy? Who the fuck else do we know outside of our family? Like maybe 5 people. And like we're married married to all of them, so right.
That would have been to it.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm glad you're not heckling.
Can't help it.
No, it's fine. You know, all the. Once you miss your 8 or 9 cats, you know. So, well, is that too low? Should I round up to like the nearest 100? 89 cats, not 8 or 9? Okay, 89 cats.
89.
Yeah, so, but yeah, no, and where'd my fucking wife go? Which is my question all the time when I walk into your room. We're like, where's my fucking wife? And my second thought is, who's she fucking? Like, my third thought is, oh yeah, no one fucks like I do. And as effectively. And it's efficient. That's the point of supply chain, is you gotta be really efficient at getting the shit to where it needs to go. Not the shit, but you know what I mean. You just gotta be really quick and efficient at getting
Clearly it's not doing it right.
the objective done. Well, I mean, we might not be that kind of German, but yeah, kings have it. You got your drink and your jewel?
I got my
Okay,
drink.
good.
And my
Okay, so if I sit my one ass cheek
and
down.
my phone.
Okay, good. So you won't ask me like from across the house.
I mean, I make no promises.
So this is all adding up to a fact, all like just compounding to one day, her getting me a whole bunch of shit. I think that was today. Fuck, I cashed it in already. By turning 40. I didn't have anything to do with that. I just came out. And it wasn't purple. It was red and pink and probably gooey and slimy. I'm assuming. I've seen the video and speech. It sucks. It's also traumatizing. I almost went gay for a little bit. Well, so that's all. Yeah. Anyway, I was gay before that. Every other morning. It was an act.
Oh, you tried it once. You tried it once in Austin, but.
Well, we did, but we're not going to talk about that. Also, that's how our rent was so low.
Hey, are you coming down for South by Southwest again?
Coming down or going down?
It was fun last time, right?
Okay, so if I sit down, it's fine. If I sit down, you won't need anything? We'll make each other a fucking tree?
Maybe.
Can you give me a kidney? Give me a liver. I'm pink yellow.
Brown. You look yellow, pink rose. I gotta work on that bit. Yeah. Anyway, so marriage is fun. I'll say that.
Yeah, he does.
It's been exactly 6 months. Don't mind my dog licking his own dick. He learned it from me. Kids always learn from their parents. So.
It was a butt scoop.
Yeah. Marriage is fun, and we. It's been 6 months. It's been a lot of fun. It's been really nothing's fucking changed. There's just the government involved. It's like, okay, cool. You want to leave? That's fine. Just, all right, give me half your shit, and you can go. That's what he says, you know, or she, or they, or Demi Lovato.
I mean, you really just gain jewelry is all we get. Like that's,
Yeah, it's tungsten,
it's the whole
carbon. It's you're dying though, so
Multiple.
I'll take that back.
Good luck parting this one.
That's a good part of it. Yeah, so nothing has changed as far as marriage except for like our names haven't even changed. Like I don't want Jones. I don't also want you to have this fucking name. Like that's basic. This is too complex. No, fuck it. Just keep it simple. Like you be Jones, I'll be Hesketh. I'll keep up with you. You keep up with me. Then I'll keep up with you because you always have to keep up with the Joneses. No. Okay, but okay. I will say though that like I have noticed like just in 3 years of being together, like how to like pick your battles. In other words, if you're a guy, don't fucking pick any. You don't battle. The battle picks you. And when it happens, just the best you can do is be prepared. And not often you won't be. So I will say though that like I have noticed like just in 3 years of being together, like how to like pick your battles. In other words, if you're a guy, don't fucking pick any. You don't battle. The battle picks you. And when it happens, just the best you can do is be prepared. And not often you won't be. So doesn't matter. But death is not too far. So there's that. Also, I noticed the difference between like the positives and negatives. Like just sometimes you just want to fucking choke each other and stuff like that. I remember when we both had that thought, but there's also bad times too. Like we gotta work on the budget and stuff like that. You know, financial struggles and shit like that. We have those too. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, thank you for your bits, even though you used AI instead of your brain. So. Anyway.
I only used AI for one joke.
That's I used well, what's UI? Unreliable intelligence? Okay. It's fleeting, often failing. I'm sure I'm standard with this fucking brick wall, as per the stereotype. That's why it's here. It's not even a wall, it's just a fucking curtain. Yeah, so.
What?
I know.
Serious?
I know.
Totally
Look,
didn't know that.
We didn't have the Shores budget. Polly, Mitzi, we don't have that. So yeah, 40. Apart from this beautiful roast, which, come on, can y'all fucking try better in 10 years? Come on. I want to cry. I want to piss myself. And not because it's Saturday night. So I've already noticed some things, though, that have happened over the last, like, 20 years. Like, when I was 20, like, you know, when you're 20, like, everything's fucking taut and standing up and always at attention. You're like, oh, God, can I think about dead puppies to bring this shit down? And that makes it worse, and it exacerbates while you're exacerbating. And it's just, no, it's not, but it's, when you're trying to use the bathroom and you got your fella just pointing right at you, and you're like, what happens? Like, how can I fix this? Just get older. When you turn 30, it starts resolving itself. And even better, like, okay, you get a little drop and droop, but you also sometimes get a little post-performance encore. It gets worse the older you get. And not to mention, you also get more elasticity with less rebound. So stuff stretches, it just doesn't come back. Oh, cool, my fucking balls are at my ankle now. Okay, that's just how it's gonna be. And what I noticed most recently is, I have to ask the question, was that the water in the bowl, or am I not finished? Yeah. I think some of the moms might understand too, because in a way you just never stop peeing. Yeah. So that's the welcome to 40 that I didn't really anticipate or want. The gray's fine. I don't care about the gray hair. It's just the not being able to stop when I want to stop. It's like for when we're having sex, I can stop whenever.
And you do.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody noticed this, but we're vegan. Yeah.
Shocking, I know.
It's been longer than 5 minutes, and no one has. We didn't mention it, and she has an iPhone, but I don't. We're both vegan. She has an iPhone. We're both not religious. So do we say all that within the first 5 minutes of? No. This is the official announcement, if it was warranted. And then so I do know too that, like, because I'm 40, it's time for me to start taking, like, my health seriously and, you know, stick fucking around for a little bit. I guess people, like, 3 of them, like, hanging out, because it can't be that many, because, like, our wedding, we had fucking Woodstock on your side, and, like, what was left over from The Shining on my side, plus or minus some, like, siblings, which might as well be from Deliverance. I mean, all we were missing is a banjo and Ned Beatty. But yeah, and back to what my point was. That'd be a great show, by the way. Like, what was that last tangent? All right. I do know that I have to plan for a prostate exam. The problem is, though, I don't know which material to take my prostate to read and how to project it the right way. Like, do I do, like, ankles all the way up and just put, like, fucking The Brief History of Time while I'm playing, like, Mozart's 40th or some shit? Like, and then, even then, like, what kind of, like, grading scale? Is it like a sliding curve or something? Like, is that, do I have a misconception about it? Okay, I need an adult to talk to me about this, because I'm 40 and I don't still know how to be an adult.
It's like that one time in
How
Austin.
do you be an adult?
It's like that one time in Austin, but it's a doctor.
It's not like a duck size, like really thick.
It's different. That's the only difference. They have a plaque on their wall. That's the only difference.
Yeah. All right, so lastly, and I'm gonna end on this. Thank God. Or
Thanks,
Carl,
Sagan.
thanks, Sagan. Carl Sagan. Don't heckle me, or I just won't finish you next time.
Man, this is the longest you've ever gone.
So, thank you all for coming out.
In the bedroom,
I get it. I came because of her. But now that you all had the punch, I think it'd be a good time for us to all go around and share what we're gonna miss the most over the next only 9 minutes. So punch is kicking in. Go ahead and say it. Shit. Say what you're gonna miss. Hurry up now. Bye.
Woo!